Are there specific truck scales that are better suited for high-traffic operations? Truck scales can come in a variety of configurations, but one of the biggest decisions is whether the weighbridge platform above the load cells is a concrete deck or steel deck. We will look at the pros and cons of both types of vehicle scales while also helping you decide which one better suits your needs. Characteristics of steel deck truck scale systems. Steel deck truck scales are built with structural steel beams with various thicknesses of tread plate welded on top of the beams. The beams support the tread plate, typically positioned under the anticipated tire paths for most trucks. Some manufacturers use a channel or formed channel design in place of actual support I-beams. While this method has been around for quite some time, it is less durable and not recommended if your scale will see a lot of truck traffic and you want the longest possible life out of it. Tread plate thickness is also significant for higher traffic applications. The industry standard is typically between 1/4 inch to 3/8 inch thickness. The more traffic the scale sees, the closer to 3/8 inch you should be. The highest traffic applications even utilize deck plate thickness of around 1/2 inch for standard trucks. Additionally, scales that support off-road vehicles are often made with a 1/2 inch thick tread plate, and even sometimes reach a 3/4 inch tread plate. The more demanding the application, the thicker the deck plate needs to be. Installation of a steel deck system. A steel deck truck scale typically requires less labor and less time for installation. Steel deck truck scales can be installed and fully operational within a day at your site. This reduced downtime has obvious operational impacts on your business. A steel deck scale is also more mobile. It typically can be moved by a standard crane, and its components tend to be sturdy enough to endure being lifted, transported, and reinstalled. Future service of a steel deck truck scale. Future service is often one of the most overlooked parts of a steel deck truck scale. While steel could need repaired more often than a concrete deck due to wear and tear and exposure to rain, it is significantly easier and cheaper to make repairs. In addition, cutting out worn or rusted parts and welding new steel back in is much less painful than chopping out and repouring concrete sections. Characteristics of concrete deck. Truck scale systems. A concrete deck truck scale is almost like a giant bathtub. The scale arrives with the framing intact. The middle is filled with concrete, which becomes the actual scale deck. The middle area typically includes some wire mesh or smaller I-beams to reinforce the concrete and give it a longer life. Most concrete deck truck scales are between 6 to 10 inches in concrete thickness. Installation of a concrete deck truck scale. Concrete typically needs 4 weeks for a full cure. Even quick-setting concrete will require over a week to fully cure. The cure time of a concrete deck truck scale is the most significant deterrent for most people. We live in an immediate world, and most people want to use their new equipment right when it's installed. Choosing the right weighing scale system. It sounds like we are recommending a steel deck truck scale over a concrete deck truck scale. We aren't, but the number of steel decks in the market surpasses concrete decks by at least 5 to 1. Take a look at your current and future expected trucks per day that will drive over your scale. If the number is less than 200, then you can likely purchase a standard steel deck truck scale. If you expect more than 200 trucks a day to drive over the scale, you may need to buy a heavy-duty truck scale with a thicker top deck plate. We hope this video helps you decide which type of heavy-duty truck scale is right for you. If you would like some industry expertise to help you find the right scale for you, don't hesitate to contact our sales department. Visit centralcarolinascale.com and take a look at the truck scales that we offer.